Hello, in this tutorial we're going to take a look at doing a proportional area chart in SharePoint dashboards.com. This chart is an alternative chart that you can use instead of doing a pie chart. The concept of the chart is that it will take values from your fields and draw rectangles that have the area representing the amount for each of those fields. Again, this is an alternative way to visualize the relationship between the quantities of different fields. As with the other templates, the first thing you should do is go ahead and check out the different theme options just to get an idea of things that you might do and the way that this might look. When you're in here, you can change the overall color for these squares, as well as change the font color, font face, things like that. You can use a value prefix if it's something related to budgeting, for example, that type of thing, or you can leave that off. And every time I make those updates, it's going to automatically update my diagram. And then the chart width will resize. This is going to make a large square, these different rectangles it's going to make. So you can adjust the slider for that. Now, depending on the values that you have for your fields, you may need to adjust the scale so the text is going to fit in the way that you expect. So you can try that slider. And what you'll see is that things will more easily fit into the box depending on how you adjust that. By default, that's set to 100. Then we've got the title for the chart. Of course, you can adjust the size on that. You can optionally toggle off the field values if you just want to see the labels alone. That's definitely a possibility. There will be test data already populated just to give you an idea of how this might look. You can enter your own values, or if you hit the test data refresh button, you can just have it come up with some random values and just see something different. Another possibility, if you want to use your own colors, you can enter those as common delimited values in the box colors field at the top. By default, that's set to automatic, meaning it's just going to come up with an array of colors for you. And so we've got some different themes. You can cycle through those. Once you've got that set up the way that you want to make sure that you've entered the names of the SharePoint fields that you're using. So first, be sure to pick the right quantity of SharePoint fields and then enter the names of those fields there. Now, I do have a SharePoint list already set up here. These are number fields, and I have a record in here. This is a template that will render a chart from a single record. So I have a record called 2022 Food Summary, and then I have the corresponding fields which match up against what I've got on my template screen. So like with the other templates, I'm going to format the view, go to advanced mode, and then I can come over here and grab my template. Just copy that, paste in, and there we go. Now, as with the other templates, what you might like to do is take a look at that and you can tweak it. Maybe I want it to be a little bit smaller, or want to adjust things like the font just to make it look better. In this case, I don't want the $sign, so I can just take that off of there. So get rid of the prefix, and let's do a slightly different font color just to see what that would look like. I'll go with a dark gray. So I can make adjustments very quickly, paste it back in, and immediately get the results that I want. And that's all there is to it. Again, this is an alternative to what we see all the time, which are pie charts, and it demonstrates the same type of a concept where the size of the section is corresponding to the value. So you've got the biggest box corresponding to the large value in the top, and it works its way down until you have the smallest value showing up in the lower right, and it arranges those all into a grid. Hope you find that interesting, and I hope you can work that into some of your charting to use as an alternative to pie charts, and to do something that's going to be visually interesting for your users.